Okay, this is the final for my circuits lab. This is basically, before we go into detail, a relay that controls a light, and this is an LCD that the relay controls the backlight of. Like I said, we'll talk about in a second. There's the photoresistor connected to a transistor through a potentiometer, and then on this side, this is the LCD also connected to a potentiometer, and there's a push button right there. Over here we have it's called a DHT11. It is basically a temperature and humidity sensor, and it is basically here, and it, just like it sounds, it reads temperature and humidities. So on kind of a little more detail, two potentiometers, one there and a bigger one here. One, basically, this one controls the level at which this photoresistor will activate. It's basically a sensitivity for this photoresistor. And then this one actually controls not the backlight, but the actual light of the printed letters. And you can almost make them out in there. They're not showing up very well on the camera right now. When I do the backlight, they show up a lot better. We'll show you in a second. But they are in there, and that's actually turned up as bright as you can. Let's see if I change it a little bit, if you can. Oh, there we go. So you can see it before the backlight. So temperature 75 and humidity is at 60%. Let's start with the photoresistor side. So, like I said, adjusts the sensitivity. This is connected to the photoresistor itself, which is run through a transistor, which just kind of gives it a little extra boost to be able to run the relay here. This is not the school's relay. My school relay was actually having problems, so this is part of a relay that came out of a kit I bought. So it's a little different than our school one. It's only got a single throw. So, I mean, it's a little more limited as to what you can do with it, but it works for this lab. So there's that. That's that series. And then on this side, like I said, the potentiometer, which is connected to the screen, and the push button. So my idea here is that this would be like a weather station that you could view, like in your garage, or maybe if you were like camping, kind of thing. So you could put this all in a box and waterproof it, and just have your little sensor exposed, and it'd still work. And these are just, you could wire this pretty much to anywhere, and it would read here. They don't have to be right next to each other. We could wire this at a different location. So let's show you how this works. So the idea was, like I said, so the photoresistor will turn on both the red light and the backlight of the screen, but the button will do the same thing. So I wanted it so, like, if it got dark enough, it'll turn on, or if you just wanted to push it to see it, you could turn it on, which when you push the button, it actually turns on the backlight and the red bulb as well. So let me show you. We'll start over here. So I think I got this set pretty well. So there's the photoresistor. The light's off, the screen's dark. I flipped this off. Suddenly there's the red light. You can see it flip on and off, kind of wiring away, flipping. You can actually hear it, the relay flipping, if you listen. And then the screen. And like I said, if you see, it's kind of hard to do one-handed. See how the screen looks now? If I adjust the potentiometer down, let's look at it now. See, you can't even see it. So I'm stuck in dark over here. There we go. So basically, you know, when it gets dark, your little temperature and humidity gauge will go off. It's 75.2 and 60 degree. I do have some extra characters here at the end of the humidity scale. I'm not sure what that is. It's some kind of programming thing. This is the circuits side of things, so I'm not too worried about it. It does work, you know, circuit-wise, it works. So, now, how I kind of did this, you know, so this is pretty much just a straightforward relay. Now, when I wanted the relay to connect to the black light, to the backlight, and the button to connect to the red light, basically I just ran, so there's the wire from, you know, this relay, so it's powering the LED, and then next to that is the line which we ran over here, which is on the same side as the button. So power, you know, the power coming into the button through one side through the button when it's pushed, so it sends power both back this way into the bulb, but also into the LED pin on, or the backlight pin on the display itself. So, like I said, it'll work either way. So you can either flip it on and off here, you know, like I said, it gets dark, light, stuff comes on, or you can come over here, and if you know, like, you want to just turn it on, you push the button and push the button, see the button, push the button, and it comes on here and over here as well. So that is my final project. It's a little, basically a weather station, basic weather station. Ways I would upgrade this, like I said, first thing I would do is put it in like a case, and to organize this better, and then wire this to the outside somehow. I would also, you know, like to take care of those characters. We'll see what that problem is. I'll work on that, you know, on personal time. But like I said, for the circuits, it doesn't matter. I do like this. They do make an upgraded version of this sensor that's supposedly a little more accurate. But, you know, like I said, for what I'm doing here, this is great. And it was like super cheap, so not a big deal. The relay, we can talk about wiring a little bit. The relay has got basically one side into 3.3 and one side into basically 5 right there. So, and then the LED, the one side of the LED is connected to the relay, the other side's connected straight to power basically. So when the relay flips, it basically allows the green light to be grounded and turns it on. This is just the common fuse, or not fuse, I'm so sorry, not fuse, resistor that basically is the common for the relay. Now I could put another light over here on this side and, you know, have it like red at night and green in the day, you know, or something weird like that, you know. But I really kind of wanted this LED to represent, you know, any light. What I would probably do is have it connected to like a spotlight or something like that, or some other kind of like bright light to like I said, light the garage or whatever. The potentiometer is pretty simple. One side goes to power, one side goes to ground, and the middle part is basically the out from the potentiometer, which goes out to the photoresistor itself, to the transistor, which one side is in from the photoresistor, one side is out to the relay, and the other side is out to ground. And then that's pretty much it on that side. This side, this is really just a bunch of connections for this side of things. So this side, most of these aren't really applicable over here. Over here, so wiring the screen, there was basically a tutorial talking about, what each one of these pins does, and how many you use is really dependent on how much information you want to put on here. There's a couple other things you can do that just aren't being used here, but you can kind of see they're labeled, and like I said, that really helps. It seems most of them are pretty standardized, but most of these are really either just running from power or ground or to the Arduino itself. The only one that's ran through something over here is the little pin. Oops, the little pin that controls the backlight, which is once again connected to that relay and to the push button. Like I said, the potentiometer is just basically to adjust the brightness of the print on the screen, and then so that's same thing. One goes to power, one goes to ground. Middle goes out to the screen basically. And this, now wiring this was a little weird. So it's got one pin that is straight power, and then one pin that is ground. The other pin basically goes, the way it gets wired, it's coming in from power, but a resistor between the pins. So both of these pins get power, but the one power comes through the resistor, and then out to information basic to the Arduino. So the wiring, that was a little weird. I assume the resistor has something to do with how the way it reads and the way the sensor relays data to the Arduino. Kind of just taking that like a branch there. So, and then like I said, most of this is just pins to the screen. Alright, so thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed my little project, and have a great day.